Hello everybody, Mr. Happy here, and welcome to Final Fantasy XIV A Realm Reborn 101, episode 20. It's moving by real quick, I know, but this is a direct follow-up episode to yesterday's episode, where I spoke immediately about stat differences at level 1 between the different races and the different clans. Now, this has immediately sparked about 30 questions come my way that all said the same thing. How do these stat differences play out at level 50? And I thought to myself, I'm like, you know what? I didn't even think to take any screenshots of that. I didn't think about that at all. So what I did instead was I found my friend's character information and I compared them. And you know what I found? That same difference at level 1, whether it be like 4 strength or 2 dex, is exactly the same at max level if you're comparing it within the same job. Meaning if you compare a 150 monk of one race to another 50 monk of another race, the differences will be exactly the same. And you're going to see that right here as I change my screen region. We are going to go over this. So as you can see here, I went and did the calculations for everybody. Now the difference in calculations, obviously from my previous example, you can tell, is for monks. So my stat difference, so the stats in order for the index are strength, dex, vit, int, mind, piety. So keep that in mind when I'm reading off the stats because I don't want to have to say all of those a million times for all these numbers. So as you can see, I compared a Seeker of the Sun Miqo'te to a Dunesfolk Lalafell. And this is the point where it gets pretty fun. I'm actually going to hit enter with these so we can differentiate them so they're easier to see as I do it. So the initial stats of a Seeker of the Sun Miqo'te were 21, 22, 20, 18, 19, 20, following the index respectively. So there we go. Now we have the max level stats, and this is with gear but without the plus 30 stats you get from your leveling up, was 373, 242, 314, 99, 180, 131. So again, across the entire index, that's what the stats look like at level 50. Now, we have to subtract gear from that to make a proper analysis because gear does make a huge difference in this game. So from gear, this character had plus 138 strength, plus 28 dex, plus 112 vitality, and then plus zeros across the board for all the mage stats because obviously as a monk you're not going to put any of that on your gear. So now we can see the base whatever it's called, the base stats were 235 strength, 214 dex, 202 vit, 99 int, 180 mind, 131 piety. I don't know why I said it when I put the index at the top, but you know what? I figured I would just say it for clarity's purpose. And you know, we can't really say much about that because we only have one character's worth of information. So let's scroll down. Let's scroll down to Dunesfolk Lalafell, where we now have their initial stats, which are 17, 20, 17, 21, 22, 23. So more mage-centric one, but we'll worry about that a little bit later. It doesn't even matter for these calculations, really. Next, we have at max level what his stats were with gear. And that is 351, 260, 295, 102, 183, 134. Now, at first glance, that looks pretty worrisome. You're like, oh, look at how much less strength he has. He's got, what is that, 22 less strength? That's obviously, there's a difference right there. What are you talking about? Well, again, we have to subtract their gear from this. So from gear, this character actually had less of most stats except for dex. He had 120 extra strength. He had plus 48 dex, plus 96 vit, and again, plus none for the mage stats because they don't matter. So as you can see, he actually had less plus stats from his gear. So that's why there's where the difference comes from. So his base stats were 231, 212, 199, 102, 183, 134 respectively. Now, the difference is, as you can see, we have both of them right here. You know what? I'll put them side by side for you right now. We'll put both the base stats side by side. Here we go. Base, there you go, for Dunesfolk Lalafell, and base for Sunseeker Miqo'te. There you go. Now you can see them right side by side. So when I do this next comparison, it's very easy to see. As you can see, the difference at level 1 between the stats was 4 strength, 2 dex, 3 vit, 3 int, 3 mind, 3 piety. At level 50, if you look at the base stats, you can see 235 minus 231, 4, 214 minus 212, 2, 202 minus 199, 3, and then what is it? 102 minus 199. It's a little bit hard to see because they're off center. Let me see if I can fix that real quick. There you go. 102 to 99, that's 3. 183 to 183, 134 to 131, 3. So the difference between these two on the same job at max level, without implying gear or any weird way they might have done their stats, is exactly the same. So all you people who are out there trying to maximize numbers, trying to figure out, what it is, figure it out at level 1. That is all that matters. It does not matter if because there's no difference at level 50. It's still the same stats that were different at level 1 are still the same stats different at level 50. So put your 30 points wherever you please. If you want to use them to even out these stats, feel free. I hope this video was very informative for all you people who have been asking me, is it different, is it different, is it different? I've given you your answer, and it was bothering me too, so I'm really glad that I did it. So thank you for watching. If you found this video useful, please like, favorite, subscribe, and share, especially if you have a friend who is asking that exact same question. Thank you all you guys for asking this question. Gave me a great idea for a video, by the way. Also, head over to my Facebook at www.facebook.com/MrHappy1227. This is actually where I got the majority of the questions, if not in the comments from the previous video. People go there and they ask me questions, give me video ideas. I answer them in personal messages and comments. I do whatever. I'm a very community-driven person, so I hope you come and join the community with me. Anyway, thank you for watching, and tune in next time when we'll cover a little bit more of the basics of Final Fantasy XIV.